something very interesting happened. During an interview with Oga Obina, Dorcas Gachagua, the wife to former deputy president, that is Gachagua, revealed a small story about their relationship.
Never gave up.
Mr. Rig G.
A simple story about their first dates.
Why were you hiding?
But the more I thought about it, the more I realized something surprising. That small detail might explain why Rigathi Gachagua could one day become the president of Kenya.
I, Rigathi Gachagua.
Because hidden in their story is one powerful rule in their marriage that many politicians don't have. And that rule might be his biggest political advantage. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
I didn't want to get involved. I was busy, and having my background, I wanted to concentrate on my school. I wanted to get my degree. I wanted to become somebody.
During the interview, Dorcas revealed something very unusual. She said that she paid for their first dates.
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk.
he said we can have a date. Yeah, but I told him, if we go on these dates, you know me, I'm not the people you go to buy things. I will just go there. I'm the one to buy the dinner.
Now, today, that might not be shocking, but remember, this was in the 1980s. In that era, especially in African society, it was almost unheard of for a woman to pay for their first date, or even for any date.
You paid the bill on the first date?
Yes.
But Dorcas had a reason. She said she did not want it to feel like someone was buying her food in exchange of something.
So when you offered to pay for the date, wakasema?
He was very happy. He was very happy. One, he had not found somebody who would talk about buying and not being bought. So I told him the first one I would like to buy so that there are no strings attached to your dinners or your lunch or something.
Yeah.
She wanted the moment to be purely about getting to know each other.
We talked. I asked him about the family and everything because I really wanted to know why is he so persistent about this? Why does he want me? Why does he want a relationship and all that?
Just imagine that kind of thinking. A woman in the 1980s saying that, let me pay so that there are no expectations. That already tells you something important about the kind of person that she is. And most importantly, it tells you about the kind of partnership that these two came to build.
He was a gentleman. He allowed it to happen.
You see, many people misunderstand Rigathi Gachagua. They see him as a tough politician, a blunt speaker, sometimes even someone who appears harsh or traditional.
The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is on record for insulting women as Malayas. And I want to go on record. He said that the one and only beautiful Honorable Jematia is a Malaya.
But if you listen carefully to Dorcas, another picture emerges.
He was a romantic guy.
Yes, he was. So he is even now.
Haja change. Mwenye saa yako busy na politics.
Kwani 37 years unafikiria ningekuwa hapo kama hakuna romance?
This is a man who has been married for more than 3 decades to a woman who clearly has strong opinions and an independent thinker. And more importantly, a man who allows his wife to influence major decisions. That kind of partnership is rare in politics, but it may explain some of the decisions that Gachagua has made in the most difficult moments of his career.
When I called this press conference, there was a lot of speculation that Rigathi Gachagua wants to resign.
You see, when Gachagua faced impeachment as deputy president, many of his allies advised him to resign. Allies that now we know that were sent to him by William Ruto. They told him that stepping down could be his safest option. But according to Dorcas, she told him something completely different. She told him to not resign, face the impeachment, and that decision changed everything.
When we're impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, we thought he would fade within 2-3 months later.
Even though he was eventually removed from office, he emerged from that process stronger politically. Instead of disappearing, he reinvented himself as one of the biggest political opposition figures in Kenya today.
Lakini uzuri hapa akiwa na hiyo pesa yote halali. Si umeona amekonda mpaka masikio imekuja juu? Mumeona?
In many ways, that impeachment actually increased his political relevance, and according to Dorcas, she played a role in encouraging him to fight rather than surrender.
In a troubled day, or in the days of trouble, when the waves are hitting against a nation, I urge you to have faith. I'm a helper to my husband. Let me tell you, I will help him, even when people shout at the top of the roofs. I am a supporter of my husband, 100%. He talks the truth, I tell him talk it, say it again. As long as it's the truth.
Okay.
Yes.
History shows that spouses can play a huge role in political success. Look at Barack Obama and Michelle Obama.
I wake up every morning in a house that was built by slaves.
Michelle was not just a supportive partner. She was a powerful voice that helped shape Obama's image and connect with voters.
Michelle LaVaughn Robinson, girl of the South Side, you took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style and good humor.
In many cases, voters want to see the human side of leaders, and that often comes through their spouses.
Okay.
Lot of love. You heard him saying about honey on the rocks or something.
Honey among rocks, lemon of the cloister, soothing balm, the apple of my eye.
Wait. Okay.
Because I'm a poet too.
That's where he was saying them, those things.
Now, that is where Dorcas Gachagua becomes extremely important, because she has already shown something that resonates strongly with many Kenyans, a deep concern for the young people, especially those who are struggling with drugs and alcohol.
O muthenya no guthika o muthenya ni munangikire mahindi maundu maya ti mega na ti wega ndingienda mukue. You cannot die, you must live. Ta mwĩũria hĩndĩ ĩyo tũrathika nĩ atumia igana.
Her emotional speeches and activism on youth rehabilitation have already built a different kind of political image around the Rigathi Gachagua's family.
Nilienda Migori, mama mjane anauza mwili ndio ale mtoto wake, na bado tunaongea juu ya dini.
Now, if Rigathi Gachagua ever runs for president, he will not just be campaigning as an individual. He will be campaigning as a political partnership. And Dorcas could be one of his most powerful assets.
We are simple people. We are a very small family. Let us be.
And that combination can be extremely powerful in politics, because sometimes voters don't just want to listen to the politician.
We'll make sure, William Ruto, you are not going to sleep for the next 15 months. Utalala ukifika Sokoi.
Sometimes they want to listen to the person closest to them.
So that is the work I do, making sure that I'm making the young men know that there is a mother who loves them. I may not do much, but I love them.
So, when Dorcas casually mentions that she paid for their first dates, it might sound like a small detail, but in reality, it reveals something much, much bigger. A marriage that is built on mutual respect, influence, and partnership.
Finally, as a Christian, I take this opportunity to thank my wife Dorcas, Pastor Dorcas, for being a prayer warrior, for praying for me in difficult times, for standing by me.
And if that dynamic continues to shape Rigathi Gachagua's political journey, it might become one of the key reasons he remains a major force in Kenyan politics, maybe even a future president.
Please take care of your families. Those are the only people you can rely on. Friends abandoned us. Business associates betrayed us. But family will always be there for you.
Now, let me hand you back the mic. What do you think? Could Dorcas Rigathi Gachagua become one of the most influential political spouses in Kenya? Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this kind of deep political breakdown, consider subscribing.